dear students, welcome to my video lecture on indirect speech for question sentences. So question sentences means here there are two types of questions. One is One is yes or no type. Another one is WH questions. So initially let us know what are the rules that we need to know. So the rule number 1 says comma and inverted commas will be removed. Here, from converting or changing direct speech into indirect speech in question sentences, you need to remove the commas and inverted commas in indirect speech. The second rule, the conjunction that will not be used. So before these sentences we have used the conjunction that in indirect speech, but here in questionnaire forms we are not supposed to use conjunction that. So this is the second rule. Now let us see the rule number 3. The question sentences will be expressly in positive form. So whatever the given statement which will be there in question form, that question form will be changed into positive form. Means you should not use question form in your indirect speech. So rule number 4, question mark will not be used. So in indirect speech you must not use question mark. So now the fifth one, the verb said and told. The verb said and told in indirect speech is replaced with what? Replaced with asked and inquired. In the place of verb said and told in indirect speech, you must replace these words into asked and inquired. So let us see how to use those rules in question sentences. So as I said you already, there are two types of questions. One is yes or no questions. Here in this kind of sentences, you just answer yes or no. And the second is WH questions. So first of all, let us see what are the yes or no type questions and how to solve. Examples. Example 1a, he said to me. He said to me, do you like coffee? Do you like coffee? So he said to me, do you like coffee? So before this, let me tell you one simple rule. So in yes or no type questions, so use if or whether in indirect speech. in indirect speech use if or whether after the reporting word. After the reporting word. So let us see. So this is the reporting word. So he said to me, do you like coffee? So now let us change he. So as I said, the reporting verb said and told changes into asked or inquired. So he asked me, what do you like coffee? So as the rule says, after the reporting verb use if or whether. So he asked me if you changes into I, if I, so like changes into if I like, if I like coffee. He asked me if I like coffee. So this sentence is in present form. So present form changes into past form. So like changes into like. He asked me if I like coffee. So see the second one. He said to me. He said to me, will you help me? Will you help me? So first recognize this sentence is in future tense or in question form. So let us change. So this reported word changes into he asked me. He asked me. So after reporting verb, as I said, if use if and whether. If. So here there is small interchange. So here you becomes first. If I, so will changes into would. If I would help. If I would help him. He asked me if I. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನ್ನ so first use ಮಾಡೋದು interchange ಮಾಡೋದು. So if you becomes I, if I will becomes would. So if I would help him. So now let us see the third one. She said to me. She said to me. She said to me, can I use your phone? Can I use your phone? So now let us change. She asked me. She asked me. So again this word if. So I refers to interchange. Just do interchange. I refers to she. She asked me if she. So this model can changes into could. She could use. She could use. She could use my phone. So your is mine. She asked me if she could use my phone. So now let us see another example. They told me, have you gone to London? Have you gone to London? see how to change. So this told changes into they asked me if or whether, whether. So this you changes into I, whether I have changes into had, whether I had gone to London. So this present sentence is in present perfect. So present perfect changes into past perfect. They asked me. You can use if or whether after the reporting verb. Whether you changes into I, whether I. Here we did interchange. So we are studying indirect speech for question sentences, and already I have taught you the first form of question, that is yes or no type. So now let us see the second form in question type, that is WH questions. So to solve WH questions there are two rules. The first rule is if and whether will not be used, as we use it in yes or no questions, but here in such type of questions we cannot use if and whether. So this is the first rule. Now second is question form changes into positive form. So this is the second rule. So in this type there are only two rules. So now let us see some examples and try to comprehend. He said to me, what are you doing? What are you doing? So here what are you doing is considered as WH questions. So now let us change this into indirect speech. So here he said to me, what are you doing? Means he is asking. He asked me. Now let us recognize or identify the given sentence. So this sentence is in present continuous. So now let us try to change this present continuous into past continuous. He asked me. What? So now let us interchange what. You changes into I and R changes into was. What I was doing as it is. So see here we change said into ask, because he is asking what are you doing. So he asked me what. Here you refers to I. So what I was doing. So this present continuous changes into past continuous. So now let us see the second one. She said to me. She said to me, what is your name? What is your name? Again this form is WH question. So this reported verb changes into he is asking what is your name. So here she asked me what. So your changes into what my name was. So what my name was. So here this sentence is in simple present. So simple present changes into simple past. She asked me what my name was. So next example. Next example is simple present. He asked me. Said changes into ask. He asked me how. So interchange how I was. So you changes into I and are changes into was because it is in simple past. He asked me how I was. So now the next example, the last one. He said to her. He said to her, how will you help? How will you help me? How will you help me? He asked her. He. So here said changes into asked or inquired. He asked her how. So you changes into he. How he will changes into would. How she would help her. Me changes into her. So here said can be changed into ask or inquire. He asked her what? How. So here interchange again. The you comes first and will. After that he would help her. So will changes into would. So with this I am going to conclude this topic called direct and indirect speech.